Oh yeah, baby, we are back. My computer responded to the magical touch of Mrs. Chillin and decided to allow me to stream tonight. So here we fucking go, baby. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're ready for what I think will be a pretty good stream tonight. We got, well, we got a couple Doomsday leaks to talk about. Well, really only one. But, you know, there's been a lot of debates about what's real and what's not. People have been going back and forth, and it's starting to look like we're going towards real. Anyway, we'll talk about it. Obviously, the newest Spider-Man Brand New Day trailer. We'll talk about that puppy. And we're going to talk about Supergirl, yo. We got early social media reviews in. The regular review embargo lifts next week sometime. So we got early social media reactions and early box office predictions to talk about. So that's the show. That's what we got going on. So you know what to do now, chat. You fill your cup. And you like that smoke. Why, you may ask? Because it's time to get nerdy. Well, hello, chat. What is going on, everyone? How are we doing? Welcome to this Saturday evening, late evening, early morning, mid afternoon, whatever the fuck is happening with you in your own time zone. Hope you're doing well. Hope everyone has had a good week. Who we got up in this bitch? We got Brooke, we got Spicy Dan, we got Nate, we got Executive Judge and Delta Dan too. Hell yeah, boys. How we all doing? We doing pretty good? You have a good week? I had an okay week. Well, except for Wednesday when this motherfucking computer decided to go, hey, you know what? You don't get to stream tonight, bitch. Yeah. But it's cooperating for today. So here we go. I'm going to... Hopefully it lasts the whole fucking stream. I wish that wasn't even a consideration. Anyway, but yeah, so welcome everybody. And if you happen to click on the replay, welcome to you too. Thank you everyone for being here, whether it's live or on your own time on the replay. I appreciate it. Excuse me, appreciate it a lot. I appreciate you a lot. Yeah, so I need everybody to hit the like, please. But if you're new, I request one more thing from you. Well, technically two. There's two more buttons I want you to hit if you're new here. One, subscribe. And two, the bell. Get way more replays and lives. Oh, I know. I know. Kind of shocked. Why is that shocking? That's the way it normally goes for literally every streamer. They always get way more views than how many people show up in the chat. Wow. Yeah, that's what I've seen. That's pretty much how it works. Like, take Papa Joush, for example. He's got, on a good day, he's got 1,000 or so people in there, but he's always getting like 5K views on it. Oh, that I don't get more live viewers based on my total views. I see. Okay, well, thank you. Look at me jumping the gun and sticking my foot square in my fucking mouth. My bad, Nate. Yeah, it'd be nice if I got more live viewers, but you know, getting food, nice. I mean, obviously, I would love more live viewers, but it is what it is, man. I think I shedded an eyelash directly onto my cornea. Whoops. Oh, that's so hilarious. By the way, I don't. You guys may not know this, but instead of shields, y'all still have wrenches on StreamYard. Got the shields over here in the back end. When I use Streamlabs, it's the shields. But on StreamYard, y'all still wrenched up. How about that shit? I've heard more nudes equals more viewers, but I might be thinking of the wrong site. So Spicy Dan. It's possible, but at least as far as like as it pertains to myself, I would have lower or no viewership if I was nude right now. Why ain't you got a shield? Because I haven't given you one yet, motherfucker. That's why. Although you're due now, actually. I'm kind of glad you brought that up. You are due. You're due to join. You are due to join that part of the crew. Boink. Boom. All right, type something, Nathaniel. Yeah, I went there. Type something. Type something, bitch. Put something into the chat. Boy, Streamlabs fucking hate everyone tonight. And I still don't know how Here you go. I still don't know how Streamlabs commands can work when I'm using StreamYard as my fucking platform. But cool. You guys still get to gamble. It makes me happy. Well, all of us are being able to gamble. I mean, I like to gamble. I'm gonna try it again. Fuck. Damn, man. That's some bullshit. All right. So what the fuck's happening, everybody? We all good? We good today? Are we all good today? I hope so. I hope you guys are doing well. Scratch me scalp. Typing from a phone, so you might be a little more likely to have typos. Okay, that's cool. I'll try not to be an asshole about that at least. Anywho. So, what was I saying? Right. You told me what I did. Oh, shit. Hold on. Damn it. Try not to be Josh. Where'd you go? Oh, there you go. Oh, got back to it. Had a good day. This T-ball opening day was today. Nice. Hitting the ball in the outfield. No one else is. Hell yeah. Did pretty good on defense, too. That's fucking awesome, bro. That is pretty fucking awesome. Red Robin. Oh. Red Robin is definitely yum. For GTA 5. All right, cool. Well, that's pretty awesome, Delta Dan. I'll bet that was fun to watch. I will probably start being able to watch the grandson do T-ball next summer. He's still only free. So yeah, but I anticipate that next summer. Red Robin is definitely good. Fuck yeah, it is, man. That campfire mayo is fucking peak. I love the campfire mayo at Red Robin. If you don't know, that's the shit that they give you when you get the onion ring tower. That's the dipping sauce you get to go with the ranch. You got ranch, and the other, that pink shit, is campfire mayo. And it's really, really good. It's good. Good. Always get campfire mayo for the prize. Fuck yeah, baby. That's how you do it. That's how you do it. Nope, I don't need that anymore. Trying to reduce the stress on my ancient ass CPU by not keeping a whole ton of two tabs open. Okay, I don't really need that. Well, let me keep that just so I can get it myself at some point. All right. It's fun to watch because most of them have no idea what they're doing in baseball. It's co-ed. Hitting it out of the infield is basically a home run. Nice. Yeah, that is good. The fun part is just watching toddler-ish kids, slightly beyond toddler, just, little kids doing little kid stuff. It's fun to watch. That's pretty cool. All right. Where do we want to begin? You guys, you guys about ready to get into some shit? Ready to get into some shit? Wait, do I have that one still bookmark? I thought I saw it earlier. Hold on. Hold up. Wait. Yep, there it is. All right, cool. Cool. Did I say cool? All right. Are you ready to rock? Cool. Oh, shit. Do this the fucking hard way. Cool. And that way. All right. Item number 1, a little bit of clarification on some more rumors for the Batman Part 2. Remember we had that big old blow up about the casting from Snyder? Like, it reminds you down here too. So there's a couple extra different rumors, at least ones that Jeff weren't willing to commit to or talk about. So we will see. But Geek Vibes Nation, they're not a scooping thing per se, but they aggregate and they do entertainment news, like all kinds of entertainment news. But they do nerdy shit, which is why I follow them. So some rumors from at Fortress of DC. They've been around for a minute. They're all right. They're not the best, but they're not bad. The movie will partially take place in Arkham. I assume they mean Asylum. What up, Brennan? As Bruce is committed there. Okay. They say Scarlett Johansson is playing a version of Phantasm, but not sure if it will be Andrea Beaumont. Charles Dance will play her father. Brian Tyree Henry is, capital I-S, Harvey Dent as the Snyder reported, Jeff Snyder. Sebastian Stan is Victor Zsasz, as the Snyder reported, and as DC Film News has also heard. Okay. Cool. Interesting. Kind of interesting stuff. We got people backing up the Snyder. Unsurprising to me. Is Snyder perfect? No. Scooper / insider, what have you. Not one of them is perfect. Not one of them gets everything right. Not one. Good. Nada. But Snyder is top tier. Oh, sure. Brennan comes in, rolls the 90 fucking 4. Griff, what up? Yo. But yeah, no, Snyder's top fucking tier. He's been doing this for like 20 plus years, I think. He's been an entertainment journalist type, like scooping on everything, not just nerdy shit, but he does include nerdy shit, which is why we care. All right, so we have Brian Tyree Henry being confirmed by another insider as Harvey Dent. We got Sebastian Stan being confirmed by more insiders as Victor Zsasz. We got Scarlett Johansson playing a version of Phantasm. Don't know if it's going to be Andrea Beaumont. Charles Dance is going to play her father, which makes sense. Now, this is not the first time Phantasm was brought up. Like, when she was first... Actually, no, I take that. Well, when she was first announced as being in talks with... to be in this movie, Phantasm was definitely one of the earliest and fairly popular speculative roles assigned to her. That was an idea pretty much from jump. You know, we're like, ooh, who could Scarlett Johansson be playing? Phantasm. Remember we actually watched fucking Mask of the Phantasm together when we thought that's who she was going to be. And then, as Jeff said when we went over this last week, and he put this out there, we thought she was going to be, we thought we had Sebastian Stan Harvey Dent, thought we had her, Gilda Dent, thought we had Charles Dance, Christopher Dent. Didn't know who the fuck Brian Tyree was going to be. That was the thought process for quite some time, and that's what was being reported. First by Jeff, and then by others. And then when Jeff came out with this info, because we went over the article last Saturday, right? He did throw a mea culpa in there. He's like, yeah, we had all this info, and I had a part in putting it all out there. My bad. Paraphrasing. But then he drops all this shit on us. Now, I think that is cool. It's cool that ScarJo is playing an antagonist type of role. I think that's cool. Now, when they say a version of Phantasm, not sure if it'll be Andrea Beaumont. So, I don't know. Are any of you like sweaty DC nerds? Has Phantasm been a different female than Andrea Beaumont in the comics? Or was Phantasm just straight created for the animated series anyway? I'm not even sure if that might be the case. I mean, Harley Quinn was created exclusively for the Batman animated series. She wasn't in comics. So, of course, what's fun is that when we thought she was playing Gilda Dent, we thought that was going to be a villainous role for her too. We thought they were going to adapt along Halloween, and she was going to be the holiday killer. Hot D tomorrow, yes. Battle of the Gullet? It's going to be like an hour and 10-minute episode, yo. That's going to be awesome. Wish it wasn't on a fucking Sunday though. Pisses me off. But I love y'all, but I'm not doing watch parties on Sundays. I'm just not. I'm just not. We'll have to watch it at our own pace and talk about it amongst ourselves at a later date. So, in a way, ScarJo's always been going to be sort of a villainous character. We just weren't sure which one. Again, early speculation that she could have been Phantasm. We're like, oh, cool. And then we got the Gilda Dent shit, and it's like, okay, well, in Long Halloween, she ended up being a serial killer, so cool. I mean, Matt Reeves has talked about this being a serial killer thing, but that could apply both to... that could apply to Phantasm and Victor Zsasz. They're both kind of serial killers. Well, Victor Zsasz is more of a mass murderer, though, than a serial killer, right? Phantasm's kind of a serial killer, though. Well, actually. Yeah. I don't know. Do you qualify as a serial killer if you're just going after a group of... Like, if you're street mafia, does that make you a serial killer because it's all mafia people? Anyway. No matter which character it was, we always thought ScarJo was going to be doing evil shit, and that does not appear to have changed. Now, the part I find interesting is, according to this rumor, Bruce is actually committed to Arkham. That's cool, man. Why the fuck would Bruce Wayne be committed to Arkham in this movie? And which part of the movie, like, is this going to be a first act thing? Is this going to be a second act rolling into third act thing? Will he escape? Will he have to escape? And will that be a big deal? Will he be let out? Will Arkham be the ones to let him go? Like, I wonder how that shit's going to work. But again, like, the big question, why the fuck is he there in the first place? That's what I'm trying to figure out, is why was Bruce sent to Arkham in the first place? I got nothing. I'm trying to think over the first Batman movie and see if that was even foreshadowed in any way, shape, or form. Yeah, I got nothing. I have no idea why the fuck he'd be committed to Arkham, so that's super interesting, though. That is super fucking interesting. What, is he gonna, like, randomly confess to being Batman and they're like, no, you're just fucking insane, and in you go? What is he gonna do to have his sanity questioned to the point where he ends up in Arkham? Well, here's the thing. What if he wasn't genuinely committed? But what if he got himself committed so he could go in there and do some Batman shit from the inside? What do you guys think? I feel like that's the most likely scenario. I mean, I'm sure they... You ever watch Hot D? Good show. Second season was a bit of a slog. Like, each individual episode on its own as an episode of TV was pretty good. But the season as a whole was kind of disappointing. More shit should have happened. Season 2 was basically 8 episodes of setup for season 3. And if we're being real about it, that's basically what it was. It was 8 really good episodes of television that didn't add up to much as a whole. It wasn't the quality of the show that lacked. It was massive lack of forward motion is what made season 2 of High D such a disappointment, I gotta say. But yeah, definitely overall a really good show. A really good show. All right, guys, let me pose to you this question about this this little rumor here about the Batman 2. Assuming they are correct about Bruce being committed to Arkham, what do you guys think is the most likely scenario we're going to get in this movie? Scenario 1. Bruce being committed to Arkham was part of the plan. Like, that's what he wanted to do. He wanted to be on the inside for whatever reason. Maybe you heard about Gary Keoghan's Joker. Maybe he goes in there to try and get some extra background on Victor Zsasz that is unavailable in the outside world. You know, but just in general, do you think he's in Arkham, assuming the rumor is correct? Why is Bruce in Arkham? Is he there as part of a plan? Or did he actually lose his shit and really actually need to be there? What do you guys think? You never watched Game of Thrones either? I never finished it. I gotta finish it. What do you think? Voluntary, part of a plan, or he actually went a little kooky and legitimately got committed? What the fuck? I want that. What say you, chat? I am leaning that is part of a plan. Now, I might be leaning that way out of personal preference. I you know, this version of Bruce ending up in fucking Arkham would be a little too on the nose, you know, for his character, since he's already kind of an emo bitch boy. But also he's the Batman, so he can't really be a bitch boy, but, you know, emo as fuck. But of course, you know, the fact that he was emo as fuck in the first movie is a really good setup for him being legit committed in this movie, but I'm leaning plan, and I don't know, like I said, some of that, that could be logic. That could be what I'd rather be. Probably a mixture of both. Like, honestly, this already seems like it's going to be a super duper involved movie. I mean, the first one was super duper involved. So, like, a lot of... I mean, there's only so many, like, you know... There's only so many threads that you can, like, introduce before your audience just goes, what, why are we doing, what the fuck is happening? Why is this happening? Then they got to sift through a butt ton of information to decide. I'm going, I'm going plan. Ooh, yay, a small win. Yep. All right. You know what? I just remember what I was talking about earlier. So before we move on to our next thing, I was talking about this fucking highly unreliable computer that I'm currently using. That, thank God, is holding up to this point. Still, please make it through the whole stream. Let me talk about it all, motherfucker. Anyway, so the computer I have now, there's light at the end of the tunnel, chat. At next Friday, which is next payday, is the point at which I will actually be able to order the new tower. And it will get ordered. Last we checked, it's like 2-day shipping, though. So hopefully I can squeeze at least, you know, I prefer to be able to squeeze both Wednesday and Saturday out next week. But, you know, hopefully at a minimum, we'll be able to at least stream next Saturday. And then the next time we stream, we'll be on the new machine. And that'll be dope. Excuse me. I am excited. You know which one it is? It's already in the cart. Mortal Men Box UK. What up? This is Mortal, and I could just be the person all the way from the UK that saves the new DCU. All right. James Gunn has to go. I mean, I'm not going to argue. Make a film all about a superhero taking on the Antichrist. All right. That's sort of... So, Constantine, then? You're making a Constantine movie? Also, welcome and hit all the fucking buttons, please. Hit the like, hit the subscribe. If you're not a subscriber yet, hit the bell. And also, join ye old Discord. I have a little Discord server. Not a big deal, but, it's fun. Come on, Streamlabs. There it goes. Yeah. And the notifications there are a bit stronger or more reliable than YouTube. So, Randon, what's cracking, brother? Yeah, where'd everybody go? I think the problem is I take too many breaks in my sentences. I sound like Captain Kirk. That's probably where everyone leaves. I don't have the most dynamic mic presence. I'm trying to do something about that, but unfortunately, I also, when I'm just sitting here talking, it's pretty, it's super easy for me to, like, my train of thought to derail mid-sentence, and then it automatically hops on another track, goes that fucking way, and then maybe over there, back there. Then I got to rein that bitch in, get it back on the track I want. Oh, thank you, Randon. Appreciate you. Worse than that, and I will throw in vampires. Oh, I like vampires. I like vampires, though. So, yeah. All right. But yeah, so I will be ordering the new tower next Friday. Hopefully I can get this one to work at least one more time next Saturday. And then after that, we should be golden. After that, we should hopefully be golden. I'll have, modernish stuff in this tower. Kevin! Toy Story Fire is going to take number 1 next week? Yeah, probably. Supergirl open between. Yep. Jackass Last Laugh is going to bomb. Maybe. I mean, it probably didn't even cost that much either, so. We should see how that goes. And we're going to talk about the Supergirl shit later. But, yeah, so. Not this upcoming Wednesday, but the following Wednesday. We'll be operating on the new computer. I think Man of Tomorrow and Clayface will flop and Brave and the Bold if James Gunn isn't fired. Well, I don't think Clayface is going to flop, but that's only because it's going to be made so cheaply. I think it will actually generate a profit at the box office. Now, it's not going to generate any kind of monster profit, probably. But, as of right, the only known number we have for the budget for Clayface right now is $40 million, which means its break-even point is only $100 million. I mean, if that holds, if it ends up only still being a $40 million production, I mean, that's going to be a, $200 to $300 million movie. That movie's going to make money, like, profit-wise. At the box office. Now, unlike a blockbuster like Superman or Batman, those are the movies that actually bring in gobs of money. But Clayface is probably, like, percentage-wise, going to be the most profitable movie in the DCU to date, and probably will be for a long time by percentage profit rather than whole numbers. You know what I mean? numbers are what they are, but two different numbers with two vastly different quantities and vastly different implications can both be true about the same movie or anything like that. Like, all right, so we'll use Clayface as a small end example. Known budget at this point of 40 million, break even point at 100 million. Every dollar after that is profit. Or you take another superhero movie, like they spent 175 on Supergirl. Break even point for that's 438 million. So like even if Supergirl does 500 million and say Clayface only does 3, Clayface makes a much higher profit percentage wise than Supergirl, even though if both of them make 500, Supergirl's going to have much less thing. But for like a movie like The Avengers, you know, you spend 250 on that. That means you can need 625 just to break even. But you know, that movie can make 1.5, 1.6 billion, and then you know you're talking. Now you're not only talking a large profit percentage wise, but you're just talking like gobs of like just cash, right? Your blockbusters are supposed to make like the gobs of money, but your smaller budget movies are supposed to be the biggest, the most profitable percentage wise. Yeah. So yeah, I honestly don't think Clayface will flop. Man of Tomorrow. That's I'd say that's got a reasonable chance to flop, or at least underperform for a Superman movie. Oh, thank you, appreciate that, Mortal Men. That's not saying much. Yeah, that's true. I mean, low bar. What up, Sanoff? What was I just saying? God damn it! See, this is why I don't. You want to know why I don't have more live viewers, Nate? This is why. Because I'll be on a track and I'll be thinking what I'm thinking, and then my eyes will move to chat. I'll see something and just gone. But I also want to know what you're thinking, so I can't not look at chat. Where was I? Yeah, Man of Tomorrow. Man of Tomorrow could definitely flop, or at least underperform for you know, one of the biggest characters in comics. Period. Superman. One of the most widely known comic book characters, just across the board. You say Superman, people be like, "Yeah, I know Superman." So yeah, there's a I would say it's almost definitely going to underperform. Exactly, Nate. Squirrel. Actually, I don't know. We'll see. Something that's going to determine how well Man of Tomorrow does is going to be the its competition, because this Superman movie, with the first one with Corn Sweat, was sandwiched between Fantastic Four and fucking Jurassic World Rebirth. That wasn't fair. Superman can't even break 700 million on his own. I know that this past Superman didn't. This past Superman got what, 615, something like that. Man of Steel only made 670. Well, I'll put it this way. I have no idea what Man of Tomorrow's budget is yet, but I would say if it comes in under 7, that's still underperforming, especially if it does not have the competition that Superman 2025 did. That was in a mean sandwich. So we'll see. Man of Tomorrow is kind of up in the air in my opinion right now. Can't really tell how it's going to do. I'll tell you what, though. I will tell you what. In my opinion, James's new boss is over at Paramount. I don't know how patient they're going to be. Sells books but not seats. That's true. I don't know how patient they're going to be. Like, because we're going to have. I mean, they may or may not take it into account because, again, Superman was sandwiched between one big movie and one movie that was supposed to be big but really wasn't. It only got 615. Supergirl is about to flop. We'll talk about that later. I mean, Clayface again will technically be a profitable movie, but it also will not bring in gobs of cash. More than likely, it will not. Anyway. So, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Man of Tomorrow might be Gunn's only saving grace. And honestly, it still might not even be enough because he has overpromised and underdelivered both in terms of, projects just in general and the quality of the projects that has come out. I mean, think about it. We've got the Peacemaker show, which had to be finagled in order to actually get it into the DCU proper. Like literally redid the one ending. And then now the viewership. Come on, get it together. Yeah, the viewership for Punisher was never big to begin with, but the people that did watch it, it was basically universally like hype peak shit amongst the people that actually watched the show until the finale of season 2. I could not believe my eyes the day after that season finale dropped. And on Twitter, some of the accounts that I know are very, even if they're not outright gun garglers, they're still very forgiving, at the least. Willing to give him the benefit of the doubt way more than they probably should, but haven't reached full gargler status, as it were. Even those accounts were like, I don't know what the fuck that was, but it wasn't good. I was like, damn! Did not see that coming. So, we have a low viewership show where they fucked up the season finale. We had Creature Commandos, which we all watched together, and we all enjoyed it. Thought it was pretty cool, but again, low viewership overall. And then we got a Superman movie that was in a bad scheduling place, but it still only made like 615-ish. I don't remember exactly. And then now we have Supergirl in next weekend. And it's not looking good for that. We'll get into those details again, like I said, later on in the stream. And then Man of Tomorrow. And by that point in time, probably Paramount. James will be working for Paramount at that point. So it's going to be interesting to see how that goes. Will James Gunn be fired? I don't know. His DCU record walking in the doors of Paramount ain't going to look good. But on the other hand, points in his favor. He does have an active universe already going. They won't have to start from scratch. Which is the biggest argument to keep him, is not having to start from scratch again. Get a new universe put together and introduced again. Cast all your superheroes again. They may not. They may want to just avoid that shit for a while, and just keep going around and be like, just do the best you can, James. Now shoo. Now, even if they're willing to give him that chance, he's gonna have to hit the ground running with success, or they might keep him on for a movie or two, and then they could just very easily be like, get the fuck out. If the shit don't perform to the expectations that they have set, So I don't know that James will be instantly fired once Paramount takes over, but he's starting off on a very hot seat. Who would I like to see replace Gunn if they do get rid of him? A lot of people would be like, bring Zack Snyder back. And I would love to have Zack back. Making DCU movies. Okay? Like, if they want to make him the chief creative in charge of just the DCU, okay. That's fine. But problem is Gunn is also a studio executive. And I don't know that I'd replace that part of him. I'd keep Pete Safran on to do business. And now here's the thing, though. If I'm Paramount and I were to bring Zack back, I would have to expressly forbid him from script writing. Be like, you're the creative, you're in charge of DC, do your shit, direct your shit, come up with all the stories you want. Do not touch a fucking screenplay at all. You can share ideas, but you let the writers write. Because, motherfucker, we watched Rebel Moon, and you can't write. He'd be the first and most obvious choice under certain conditions. Wow, there's people in here. Welcome, all of you. Thank you for clicking. Yes, I know I'm going squirrel, but I must show my gratitude to those that have joined us. Thank you so much for clicking and hanging out, seeing what's up here in the basement. Appreciate it. I need y'all to hit like. And then if you're new, I also need you to hit the subscribe and the bell. Please, thank you. Who else would be interesting, though? Because, again, Snyder's the easy answer. Because whoever does this wouldn't have to be just good at making movies. They would have to be good at putting together an overall narrative. So they got to be able to do more than just make a good movie. They got to be able to organize, keep track of, and grow an entire fucking universe. Mac G. I don't know directors like that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know nothing of him. Is he a big old sweaty comic nerd? Joss Whedon? Did you not see the theater cut of Justice League? Joss has lost it, my guy. He did great on the Avengers. He did great on Buffy. He did great on Angel. He did great on Avengers: Age of Ultron. I don't know what the fuck the Justice League theater cut was. I don't know what that was. You never saw the Snyder Cut? My God, man, you need to watch the Snyder Cut. You'll be like, what the fuck was this other shit? Trust. Oh, I mean, if you don't want to hold recent, McG, that guy, yeah, the guy that started off, yeah. I don't know, but does he know comics though? Because whoever takes over still has to know comics. I would probably give Joss Whedon a shot. I would give him a shot. Yeah, as far as McG goes, does he know comics? But again, remember, whoever we pick has to be able to build a whole fucking universe. You know, they just can't make dope superhero movies. Like, it's all got to work together and connect in a way that makes sense. You know, everything's got to come in from the outside, coalesce, and go somewhere. You'll do it. Well, I mean, you're an editor. You know how to take shit and make it look better. That's a very useful skill. Very useful. Okay. Let's stay with DC and we'll do this one. We'll stay in DC for now. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that, Moralman. Well, a little more DC. We're not going to stick all the way with DC. I'm saving the Supergirl shit for the end. But, so check this shit out. We'd already heard that there was going to be a Jimmy Olsen show coming out later this year, and we had learned that Gorilla Grodd was going to be the villain. So, not sure where this interview happened, but Peter Safran, CEO of DC, the man that handles the business side essentially, confirms that Gorilla Grodd is getting an HBO series that will be filmed this year. There was a rumor that it would be a series with Jimmy Olsen. There it is. He also confirmed that Batman Brave and the Bold is happening and talked about the Justice League. Okay. Well, that was the thing, but they never really said what kind of Jimmy Olsen show was going to be. Isn't Gorilla Grodd a Flash villain? Yes, but we don't have a Flash yet. Now it could still they could be the same show. Because remember, the early rumors about the Jimmy Olsen show said Gorilla Grodd was going to be a villain in it. So, can we get some shows and movies about the fucking heroes? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. It seems like no one learned from what Sony did with the SSU. Like, not great. Not great. Lanterns, people are saying, will also flop. Yeah, well, we'll see. We'll see what the viewership ends up being on that. Really hope they do Barry Allen. Don't give him the Hal Jordan treatment. Yeah, that would be annoying. But I'm starting to wonder if that's like going to be a thing, though. You know, like when they bring in the Flash, are they going to give us a fucking older Barry Allen and then Wally West? And which version of Wally West? because we got the original white blonde version, and then we got the black version in the new 52, if I recall correctly. So DCU, we focus on the villains and rated R projects mostly, right? Which is why Gunn is a shit executive. Okay, so like I said, like the Olsen show, Gorilla Grodd show, it's basically the same show, is what this appears to be. Question is how they're going to format it. Not sure you'll be able to watch Lanterns. Just create an email and get a trial membership. Maybe wait till about halfway through the show, get the trial membership, catch up on it, watch the rest with us, and then cancel. That's the solution. Now, Gorilla Grodd is a pretty dope villain, though. Like I don't know too much about him, and I did a little research, and he's actually pretty fucking cool. So like, I don't have a problem like with the character, but yeah, it's weird that they're doing another villain show. I mean, just because the Penguin was amazing, kind of sucks that we're probably not getting any more of that show. But just because the Penguin was amazing does not necessarily follow that you should stay doing villain-based TV shows. Just because one worked. Because in the history of all this shit, villain-based stuff tends not to do well. It's just the way it works. When you don't have the hero in it, it just doesn't work. And if this is Gorilla Grodd and Jimmy Olsen like doing investigative reporting on him or whatever, that could be kind of fun. It could end up being a really good show, but the point, in the grand scheme of things, kind of just knock off the villain-centric shit if you're not going to put the actual hero in it. Like, are they going to get Corn Sweat in for the finale and bring in Gorilla Grodd? Something along those lines? Maybe. I'll tell you what, though. They better not be introducing the Flash on TV, since we all know he's in the Flash's Rose Gallery. Introducing the Flash on a fucking TV show would be dumb as fuck. So they're not. I really hope they wouldn't do that shit. I mean, hopefully they'd have some kind of hero pop in that show somewhere. Preferably Superman, because he's the guy right now. But I am going to give the show a shot. New video dropping at 10 in the morning. I expect all of you to watch it. $10 trillion times. So that's going to start filming this year, so we'll probably get it sometime next year. Late next year, I would imagine, or early 28. Could be that. And then confirming the Brave and Bold is happening. Bro. It could already be going. You fuck. Who cares? Like, honestly, you probably don't want two Batman running around at the same time because you will confuse the general audience. But also, you need your fucking Trinity in your comic book universe as soon as possible. But still, looks like, I mean, Batman Brave and the Bold is happening. So, I mean, we'll see. Like, we've had the hardest time getting Batman Part 2. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this shit all works out. But yeah, like, so Gorilla Grodd filming this year / Jimmy Olsen. And supposedly the Batman Brave and the Bold is still happening. But then again, literally everything is up in the air because of the purchase. And we'll see how that shit goes. Got some. What do you guys think? Do you even give a fuck? Let's start there. Do you even give a fuck about a Gorilla Grodd show? Are you interested in that at all? Are you Grodd curious? It is a Zatanna show. I saw someone post a picture of that Indy Navarrete chick from Obsession as Zatanna, and it fucking worked. I'm just saying. Yeah, first of all, do you give a crap? Second of all, if you do even remotely give a crap, this is something that you actually, I don't know. Okay, it's happening, and there it is. Do care about a Gorilla Grodd TV show, but what are they doing not putting the Flash out first? Yeah. If they bring back the Flash from CW, you would forgive it. What was this guy? Grant Gustin. Yeah, he was good. I think I watched the first 3 or 4 seasons of that show, and then I fell off it. But I enjoyed it. I thought he was a good Flash. And I'll tell you this. This is just one little aesthetic thing. But I much prefer seeing my Flashes like they do in that show rather than the fucking slow-mo Ezra Miller shit. I like to see my Flashes flashing. Yeah. Maybe that's all I did watch was the first 3. Or maybe I watched 4 and was like, I'm good. What happens to Master of the Universe? Does Amazon really care about all the criticism? No. No. Amazon cares more about Prime Video than they do about theatrical. So I don't think they care that Masters of the Universe is a box office bomb. As long as people watch it a fuck ton on streaming, they'll be happy. Besides, if Amazon cared about criticism, we wouldn't be getting season 4 of Rings of Power. Yep. All right. You guys want some spoilers for Spider-Man Brand New Day? Spoiler alert. I have a whole little list right here in front of me. You gotta pass out. All right, go to bed, motherfucker. You'd be fine with Grant Gustin reprising the role but recast everyone else. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Spoil the juice over me, pause. I'll watch Masters of the Universe and Mando Grogu streaming. Yeah. Yeah, I went and saw Mando and Grogu in the theater. I got home, missed the show, and was like, how was it? I said I should have waited for streaming. Whoopsie. God damn it. There we go. My Superman t-shirt looks dope. Thank you. Yeah, it's a Snyder style S. Goddamn banner's in the way. Hold on. It's the Snyder style S, of course. Woo! I rolled a 94. Hell yeah, motherfucker. Uh-oh. I've run out of beverage. Be right back. Snyder and Cavill were seen at a shooting range together. Yeah, I saw that. Maybe Cavill's going to hire Snyder to do a Warhammer project. Hopefully talking about Wolverine. So you think Snyder's going to come work for Marvel? Obsession and Backrooms have been... Yes, Obsession and Backrooms have both been doing really well. I have not seen either. A lot of people are playing Batman Arkham Online. That's cool. I've heard that's a good game. I'm not a big gamer. I just know some. You always want to do Wolverine. Yeah. Yep. Well, he got to for like, what, 30 to 60 seconds in fucking Deadpool and Wolverine. We got Catwoman, if only for a minute. I mean, yeah, that'd be dope. But it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting to see how they do cast Wolverine, and because if they're gonna dip into the Wolverine Scott Jean love triangle, and Sadie Sink's Jean, I mean, yeah, she's in her mid-20s, like in real life, but she don't look it. She still looks like a fucking high schooler. So that it's going to be if they do that part of the story, and I don't know how you can do X-Men and not do that at some point. It's going to be interesting to see how they cast the new Wolverine. Very interesting. Without it looking like, some Epstein shit. All right. Okay. Brand new day leaks. You ready, chat? Okay, here we go. Spoiler alert. Keith David is reportedly cast as Jackal. That's this homie right here with the voice. Jackal is said to be the main villain of the film. Tombstone reportedly serves as a secondary villain. Tombstone is also expected to return in future Spider-Man movies. Sadie Sink's character remains a mystery for most of the story. Small clues about her identity are reportedly revealed throughout the film. In the final minutes, her name is revealed to be simply Jean. Jean is reportedly not a villain, but a victim. The movie is said to act as Jean Grey's MCU origin story. The ending is reportedly very dark. Peter Parker is said to obtain the symbiote at the end of the movie. Okay. Now, if this part is true, that means all the time we see his eyes go black in the trailers, it has nothing to do with the fucking symbiote. So, if this is true, then that other line of speculation is false. So let's just start there. By the way, while we're talking Spider-Man, I was just watching Endgame yesterday. And as we know, Peter was dusted for 5 years. Right? At the age of about, 15 or 16? When he got dusted at the end of Infinity War. They were on the school bus going somewhere. He was in high school. Either a sophomore or a junior, right? But then he gets dusted for 5 years. But then at the end of Endgame, he rolls right back up into high school, and there Ned and MJ still are, even though it's supposed to have been 5 fucking years. Like, Ned and MJ should already be halfway done with MIT, like, by the time he got reconstituted. Right? That's how it should work. But that ain't how they did it, which is kind of funny. But yeah, them still being in high school, they totally they're playing fast and loose with the timeline math. It's all when it comes to Peter Parker. Is all I'm saying. You assume they were dusted too. Don't bring logic into this, Nate Conley. No one fucking asked you, but yeah, that's probably what it is, and I'm dumb, so I'm just gonna shut up now. Yeah, I guess we do have to make that assumption, don't we? It'd have been nice if we knew that for sure, but yeah, I guess we do have to make that assumption, as they were dust as well. Dust in the wind. To be honest, it would have been cool if they moved on to Gwen Stacy and Harry, leaving Ned and MJ behind. That can still happen in Spider-Man's 4 and 5, depending on what they do with between now and the end of Secret Wars. All right, so Keith David is reportedly cast as Jackal. Now, here's what's interesting. Jackal is said to be the main villain of the film. But here's an interesting little... I can't remember who said it, what account I saw this on. But one of the usual crowd was saying that Keith David, we're not actually going to fucking see him. He's going to be like a narrator. So I don't know how much sense that makes if he's Jackal. I mean, there's a way they could make it work where, we know Jackal's up to shit, but he's also the narrator. That could be interesting. We'll see how that goes. I'm grain of salting this shit with the Jackal. On my speculation on the likelihood of all of these. I'm not saying he's not Jackal. I'm just saying that there's some inconsistency out there. So I'm reserving judgment on that one. Is how I'll put that. Tombstone reportedly serves as a secondary villain. That's believable. Whether Jackal's the main villain or not. Now, if Jackal's not the main villain, I feel like the Department of Damage Control themselves, like the entity, will be the main villain. You know what I mean? And in that case, Tombstone would still be secondary. Like, either way, I totally buy that. Tombstone is expected to return in future Spider-Man movies. Yeah, and at that point, he'll probably be the main bad guy. Okay, Sadie Sink's character remains a mystery for most of the story. I totally buy that. Small clues about her identity are reportedly revealed throughout the film. Totally buy that. In the final minutes, her name is revealed to be simply Jean. Wouldn't surprise me. Jean is reportedly not a villain, but a victim. Yeah, yeah, that's been, that aspect of this movie's been around a while. We know that DODC's after her, and that somehow Frank's going to end up her protector, too. Movie said to act as Jean Grey's MCU origin story. That's interesting. Now, some people are out there, mostly Jean Grey doubters. They're like, but she's doing evil stuff. Jean Grey wouldn't do stuff like that. Under normal circumstances, no, she wouldn't. But normal Jean Grey also was halfway raised by fucking Professor X. This version of Jean Grey had no Professor X to guide her and give her, her moral framework that she would operate in. This is a Jean with no Professor X, no Scott Summers, no anybody. So yeah, would this Jean be willing to do some villainous appearing shit in order to fucking survive? Fuck yeah, she would. So like the argument that Jean Grey wouldn't do villainous stuff as evidence that this isn't Jean Grey, wrong again. Wrong again. Do you believe if Sadie Sink is Jean, that they will select younger cast for MCU X-Men like they did? Yes. Matter of fact, that was before Sanoff. That was that. There were fucking words. Jesus Christ. A rumor about them planning to cast young for the X-Men predates Sadie's casting. Yeah, there was a rumor that they were going to go like early ass X-Men for the team. Now, lately there's been some talk about there's going to be a fairly heavy Chris Claremont feeling to this upcoming X-Men movie. So maybe them going super duper young has changed, or them going first X-Men team. When I say first X-Men team, I mean Scott, Jean, non-blue furry beast, and Angel, and Iceman. I don't know that that's going to be the case anymore, especially if they're going Claremont heavy. And personally, I think going Claremont heavy is the best way to do it, because the Claremont version of the X-Men team is the one that the general audience themselves know best, if they know anything about the X-Men at all. It's the Claremont team, the X-Men, the animated X-Men team. Those are that's the group that the GA expects to see when you say X-Men. So if the more recent rumors about them going Claremont heavy are true, then good. You saw a comment saying Jean knew better not to get into Punisher's line. Yeah. Jeremy Allen White for Angel? Well, if they're going younger cast, that ain't going to happen. And if we're going to use Sadie Sink's casting as evidence, then into their future plans, then they're going to go a younger cast. Like, honestly, they could do worse than, like, continue to poach from Stranger Things. For actors. I don't think they should exclusively get motherfuckers from Stranger Things to form your new X-Men team, but, I'd definitely kick the tires on some of them. See if they'd be interested. See how they test. For sure. But yeah, I am personally convinced that it's going to be a younger X-Men team, but not so young as to be like the very, very, very first team. You can do your X-Men in their, early to mid 20s and still do the Claremont style. Yeah. But yeah, if this movie's going to be Jean Grey's MCU origin story, then it's going to be obviously very different from the traditional one. Obviously, at some point she's going to have to end up at Xavier's school for gifted youngsters. So she's going to have to be playing teenager. at least to start. So I think Millie Bobby Brown might be in talks for Emma Frost. Definitely in talks. Well, I hope not for Emma Frost. We know who they need to cast for Emma Frost. Don't we? Don't we, Chad? Damn right, Nate. Damn right. Oh, shit. I forgot I wanted to do that. Anyway, let's finish this off. The ending is reportedly very dark. Well, there's a reason for that. Also in talks. Oh, yeah, that's right. My time said something about that. Cool. Well, she needs to be on the Frost, and Millie Bobby Brown can be fucking Psylocke or Kitty. Yeah. The ending is reportedly very dark, and Peter Parker is said to obtain the symbiote at the end of the movie. Well, it's entirely possible that those 2 points are intertwined in the following manner. A reportedly very dark ending, and by the way, it had come out that everyone fucking loved Spider-Man in the test screenings right up until the end, and that was divisive. So we have a reportedly very dark and divisive ending. And Peter Parker is said to obtain the symbiote. Well, chat, I think we all know what that means. If this shit is accurate, we can virtually count on the death of Tom Holland's Peter Parker, followed by being resurrected by the symbiote. Like that fucking comic book cover with the going into the grave. Y'all know what I'm talking about. If those two were accurate, then that's probably how that's going. We're going to have a dead Spider-Man resurrected by a symbiote, which means we'll get Black Suit Spider-Man in Secret Wars like the 80s run. And I would guess that we won't get actual Venom introduced until Spidey 5 at the earliest, which I think is when he will end up dealing with the consequences of having the black suit, if that's how this goes. Holland 5 will be Maguire 3. Hopefully without the dancing. Yeah. So what do you guys think? How do you guys feel about if those are accurate? I'm going to put that caveat on there. Believe it, as the director of B&D said, this will feel like the final Spidey movie. Yeah, he did say that. Feel like they won't do Venom with Peter in a Spider-Man movie. They'll just do Flash, sort of like Maguire 3. Well, they still gave it to fucking Eddie Brock. fucking Eric Foreman was Eddie Brock in that movie still. And if this version of, if the MC version of Flash Thompson gets this symbiote, I'm going to be pissed. I can't. That is one of my biggest gripes about the Holland Spider-Man is how they cast Flash Thompson. Like preppy asshole Flash Thompson, I don't like. That is one of my biggest gripes. I can't stand this version of Flash Thompson at all. He needs to be Joe Manganiello from Toby 1. Or some, he needs to be the big old asshole jock. That's what fucking Flash Thompson's supposed to be. So this preppy, conniving bitch boy Flash Thompson, I can't stand. We'll see if Flash is in the military in B&D. Well, he remember he got accepted to fucking Harvard in Brand New Day. Remember he was celebrating it. MIT, whatever. But either way, I doubt he's going from MIT to Army. They just need to venomize Eddie Brock and call it a day. Yeah, they're not being able to do Agent Venom with this motherfucker. Hell no, that wouldn't be believable at all. Just like that spindly little chick in Brave New World was not believable as a badass widow. This version of Flash Thompson would not be believable as Agent Venom. All right. Little more Spidey Man talk. Now, we've been going over, like, it's been bandied about for quite a while and talked about that when Hulk goes savage in Brand New Day, for whatever reason, at some point in time, he's going to be fucking great. Now, this is not reflected in anything we've seen so far. Every time we've seen any even promo, fucking promo logos on bags, all the goofy merch and whatnot, and at no point have we seen the Hulk be great. In every bit of promo material or merch, whatever, he's been green. All of it, he's green. He even only looked green in the trailer, at least to me. But the talk is persisting. The talk continues to persist. So now we have this. This comes from that redacted guy, who is one of the more solid Twitter scoopers out there for sure. And starts off honestly. So I'm like 85% sure on this. But at the moment, I don't believe Joe Fixit appears in Brand New Day, which is who we're used to thinking of, at least nowadays. When you say Gray Hulk, you're thinking Joe Fixit. Hulk turning gray is just a reference to Savage Hulk originally being gray in the comics before they turned him green due to printing reasons. All right, so that redacted guy is saying that he's 85% sure we're getting Gray Hulk, but that it's not going to be Joe Fixit in the traditional Gray Hulk sense. It is going to be an homage to the early Hulk comics and him starting off as gray before they had to make him green. Okay. But again, there's no fucking evidence of a Gray Hulk to this point other than it being talked about. Now, I'm not saying that we're not getting a Gray Hulk in this movie. I'm not saying we're not getting it. I'm just saying there's no corroboration. What up? What up, Dave? There's just like no outside corroboration of that. In like, again, every bit of promo material, every licensed bit of merch, he's green. Now, in a lot of it, he's got gray streaks in his hair, which is kind of odd. But yeah. I mean, obviously, we'll see in a month. You know, about 6 weeks, we'll see. But yeah, it's the rumors persist that at some point in that motherfucking movie, Hulk's gonna be gray. And trailer Hulk looks gray, but might be light. There is one spot where he does look gray. He kind of looks like he flashes gray for a second after he first turns. And when he's chasing Peter down the hall, there's parts of it where he does kind of look gray. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm just saying, beyond what insiders are reporting, there's like no corroboration. Many stories in comics where Hulk takes over when Banner goes to sleep without Banner knowing. Ooh, I don't know. I don't know that. So, we staying with Brand New Day. By the way, any more thoughts on gray versus green? Are we getting gray? Yada yada yada. Possible he's only. Oh, what up, Travis? Possible he's only gray when Jean Grey is controlling him, assuming that that's what happens. Okay. Well, I mean, we're pretty sure she's going to get in his head and fuck around in some fashion. But whether she's controlling him or just released the Savage Hulk, we don't know yet. We're just pretty sure that she messes with his mind in some fashion or form. Thought maybe Hulk could do Joe Fix-It business and Banner goes to sleep. Maybe. All right. Next little bit of Spider-Man-y stuff. So y'all remember when the news of Mr. Trammell... Oh, god damn it. Okay. News of Mr. Trammell Tillman here was why is that? That's weird. Huh, can't see my mouth. Okay, anyway. Squirrel. So remember when Mr. Tillman got cast, we knew he was going to be the head of the Department of Damage Control, and we're like, all right, well, that's cool and all, but like, who the fuck is he? And names were bandied about, right? And one of those names was William Metzger, who is a massive anti-mutant activist in the comics and gets up to all kinds of nasty shit. Well, turns out that that's exactly who he's going to be. He will officially be William Metzger in Brand New Day. Cool. And what am I doing here? Jesus Christ. There we go. Which makes sense as to why he's so after Jean so hardcore. And obviously it means he signed a multi-picture deal because he's going to have to be around during the X-Men saga if he's playing William Metzger, right? So it's official now. What was once speculation is now official. He is going to be X-Men villain, massive anti-mutant activist, William Metzger. I wonder if he will use the phrase filthy mutie in Brand New Day. That could be kind of cool. Could be kind of cool. But yeah. So that's good though. I mean, if they're... Oh, and by the way, I literally just clicked. By the way, if they're bringing in noted X-Men villain William Metzger in Brand New Day, then yeah, they're bringing Jean Grey in via Sadie Saint. God damn it! What's the point of having a massive X-Men villain in a movie where you have no X-Men? The answer is there is no point. The only reason they're using Metzger is because Sadie Sink is Jean Grey. Et voila. So, yep, we're getting Jean Grey and a massive, what's the word? Massive enemy of the X-Men in the form of Tremel Tillman being William Metzger. Cool. What do you guys think? You like that choice? You like them bringing in? You like the choice of William Metzger being brought in as the first official X-Men antagonist? I'm cool with it. First thought when Hulk was being brought in was that his DNA would be accidentally mixed with Peter's, causing him to revert to Savage Hulk, but in a form of him making him gray. Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, I don't know a ton about him either, other than that he's like, again, massively anti-mutant. Like, massively anti-mutant. If Jekyll is brought in, he'd be the perfect person to try and mix Peter and Bruce's DNA without them knowing. Okay. Scarlet Witch and Jean be playing with Hulk's mind, right? I mean, it's possible. There have been more than speculation. There's been rumors to the effect of Jean will be up to mental shenanigans when it comes to Mr. Banner. All right. Got one more thing on Spider-Man. If you guys got anything more to say about this William Metzger thing, go ahead. If not, we shall keep it moving. Ooh, I love this one. Okay. That's enough of that. Oops. There we go. Gina Scarlet Witch could play with my mind all day. I mean, you ain't wrong, dog. They can play with my head. Good show. All right. One last bit of Spider-Man news is damn good news. Now, when the first trailer came out, that motherfucker nabbed 2 billion views, which is goddamn ridiculous. So, when ticket pre-sales came up, it's like, all right, how crazy is this going to get? Like, is this bitch going to crash websites? Is this bitch going to set records? Well, chat, the answer to both those questions is yes. Many websites, when those tickets went live at 9 a.m. this past Wednesday, if they didn't completely crash, they had massive delays. Like, it was nuts. And now, oh, that's right, I gotta fucking do it this way. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do either. God damn it. What the fuck? Why'd that happen? Did my music stop? Why can't I hear it? Oh, there it goes. That was weird. All right. Okay, cool. That was goofy. Sorry about that. Anyway, okay. So aggravating. All right. As I was saying before I had to fuck around and do this stupid ass stuff. Yeah, the trailer views were fucking ridiculous, so it's not outside the realm of possibility that the pre-sales would be ridiculous, and they were. Nope, that one. There we go. This comes from The Deadline. Spider-Man Brand New Day snares best first day U.S. pre-sales in 5 years. Damn. Exclusive. Sony and Marvel Studios' Spider-Man Brand New Day is bringing some kapow and boom to advanced ticket sales, to use comic book lingo. The sequel, starring Tom Holland and directed by Destin Daniel Cretton, has posted the best first day pre-sales in 5 years, we hear. Spider-Man Brand New Day opens on July 31st in the wake of Universal's Christopher Nolan epic The Odyssey 2 weeks prior, which is why Brand New Day has no IMAX. The last time we had big pre-sales records was for Spider-Man No Way Home. That 2021 movie, before posting the second best opening at the domestic box office ever with $260.1 million, behind 2019 Avengers Endgame $357.1 million, had accumulated an estimated $78 million in pre-sales before its December 17th opening. Spider-Man Brand New Day takes place following the events of No Way Home, after Peter Parker has erased the memories of girlfriend MJ, played by Zendaya. We understand that Spider-Man Brand New Day also beats Disney/Marvel Studios' Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, which opened to $187.4 million in 2022. At the global box office, Spider-Man No Way Home owns the third best opening of all time with $600.5 million, behind Endgame at $1.22 billion, and Infinity War at $640.5 million. Jesus. Endgame cracked $1 billion on its first goddamn weekend. I forgot about that. As to whether this is the last Holland Spider-Man, Cretton told us on Crew Call, is there ever a last Spider-Man? Everyone should go to this movie as if it's the last Spider-Man. Interesting. If one chose to, one could use that as soft confirmation that Peter Parker gonna die. He gonna die. Despite Holland's injury on set, the latest sequel did not get delayed from his July 31st date. Also, the fact that the movie is opening without IMAX, which are committed to the Odyssey, didn't force the sequel to move from its opening day either. Okay. So, there's that. So, setting record. Biggest first day U.S. pre-sales in 5 years. That being No Way Home. So, how about that, chat? Anyone who thought Spider-Man was going to have soft pre-sales, well, first of all, they were insane to begin with, and now they've been proven very wrong. Best in 5 years. Damn. Forgot about that. Just real quick, chat. X-Men 97 Season 2 starts July 1st. So not this upcoming Wednesday, but the following. Oh, I should have my new computer just in time for that. Oh, yes. No, I should have my... Yeah, just in time for that. I can't even order the computer till next Friday. And then, which is 27th. Yeah, I should have it just in time for that. Anyway, so... Wednesday, July 1st, X-Men 97 Season 2 drops. Obviously, we're doing watch parties for that shit. But we got a 3-episode premiere on week 1. Which means it's only going to be like 7 Wednesdays. Because I think it's 10 episodes. Which will only leave 6 more after the first week, so 7 weeks worth of, yeah. Now that you live in a retirement city, no one's really bought tickets here. I mean, that's not surprising. I mean, really, even with this heavy pre-sales for Spider-Man, like superhero movies, they do a decent amount of walk-up as well, you know? That's just in general. Yeah, so 3-episode premiere. Whoop, whoop. There's people out there. We're not going to get into it, but there's people out there that have seen the first 4 episodes. And the reactions to that I've seen are pretty good. So, yay. Yeah, I think after that premiere, we'll have us a nice little discussion about if Bo being gone has made a difference. You know what I mean? Do this. Oh, don't you dare, you motherfucker. All right, chat. I'm going to go pee-pee real quick. And I know that's one of your guys' favorite times during the stream is when I go take my potty break. And, of course, we all know why. Because this is how, enjoy. I'll be back. All right, time's up, motherfuckers. If you didn't finish, I'm sorry. And if you did finish, congratulations. I hope you had a good time. Yes, I'm dirty. Newer nerds or gooners? Like, can we all be honest with ourselves about that? Nerds or gooners? We can be honest with ourselves about that, right? Is that okay? See? Yes. Nerds or gooners? We kind of have to be gooners since, not all of us, but a vast majority of nerds spend a lot of time being rejected, so we thusly have to spend a lot of time looking from afar, and that's how we roll. It's just the way it is. All right. Let's talk a little Doomsday. Let's talk a little Doomsday. Didn't finish at my age. I didn't even get started. Well played, sir. What the fuck now? I need a new mixer. Anyway, new computer first, though. Yes, Doomsday. Let's talk a little Doomsday. So, little preface. There was a trailer, a clip that purported to be yet another one of those hack leaks, right? But supposedly it's a clip of a scene that is in Doomsday. Got some looks at some heroes. What computer am I getting? Ask me again later. I can't remember off the top of my head, right? Like a DBA, something. I don't fucking remember. But ask me again later. I will check and so I can get specific. Well, actually, see if I can do two things at once here. So yeah, so that trailer got out and about. Right, everyone's like, is it real? Is it not? A lot of people said it was real. Some people are like, there's no fucking way that's real. Right, so I remained undecided. A lot of people I trust were saying it was real. A few people I trust were like, there's no fucking way. Well, guess what, chat? First of all, it's starting to look pretty real. Some not video evidence backing it up came out, but some photographic evidence backing it up came out. Okay. And said evidence was provided by an account called Ricks out of Brazil, maybe, I think. I don't know. The translation is from Portuguese, so it's either Brazil or Portugal. One of the two. That's it. Yeah, so someone went back through, you guys remember a while back, like 2025 or late 24 even, that account on Twitter, Unboxed PhD, who is obviously based in England because they get all kinds of shots of shit happening at Pinewood and all kinds of filming in the streets and all that kind of crap. They're obviously an England-based account, which these days is a good place to be if you want pictures of shit that's happening in movies and TV. Anyway, so they got a bunch of pictures of the set, right? a lot of overheads from a drone and all that kind of shit. So I know we talked about it. We went over those. We thought it was cool. Damn, I lost a third of my audience. Fuck. Oh well, shit happens. Anyway, so this set picture is one of the ones that Unboxed PhD did, or God, I should say, and it should look familiar to y'all. I actually remember looking at this picture. So here we have a picture of the set. You guys remember we got Sentinel bits here. Remember seeing those? I was talking about those. Not sure what this is right here. This is probably going to be the main Xavier, the main school building right here. Oh, that's right. You can't see my mouse on this. That's so weird. Anyway, so as you can see, we have these contraptions that are circled from the set photo. Now, what the fuck actually are they? Where is it? Okay. Wow, that's still grainy as shit. Oh, then it doesn't show up on there. That's lame. Fuck you, StreamYard. Okay, so anyway, we have these two contraptions that are circled. Now, the next image is a still from the leaked trailer, and that's been enhanced, and because I don't know, as any who are among you know that actually got to see that trailer, it was pixelated and grainy as fuck. So this has been cleaned up some. So we have a Mystique, we have a Scott, we have someone with a circle through their head, Thor, Shang-Chi, Sam, Steve, looks like Doom, and Natasha, and Natasha, Jesus Christ, Yelena, Gambit. Oh, that's probably Beast. Duh. It's gotta be Beast. Okay. Right, mutants. Gambit, Mystique, Scott, Beast. New Avengers, Shang-Chi, Sam. OG Avengers, Thor, Steve, and Doom. Well, what's key is look at this. I got this satellite dealie in the background, which is probably this one. The one on the right, I should say. You can't see my mouse. Oh, you can a little bit there. Pokey. Okay. Which looks like it's probably this one, and looks like this one is probably the one in the rubble behind this shit right here, which puts them, looks like right here, actually. Okay, yeah. Patch of dirt. That back over that shoulder. That mound there. Patch of dirt. Yeah, them right there. That back over their shoulder. So they're probably like right here. Yeah, the shot's coming at them from this side or from over here for there. And then that one. Yeah, okay. So yeah, they're pretty much right in here. Chat. Are we in agreement? You picking up what I'm putting down? Am I making sense? And then someone's shoulder right here. Can't tell who that is. Or that might be Sentinel. But chat, this shit is lining up. It's looking like that fucking clip might actually be fucking real, yo. Right? Where'd you get that shit? Looks like that shit was real, chat. How many of you actually got to see that, by the way? Before it got gone. Give me just a second. Oh, that's not what I wanted either. God, fucking bitch. There we go. Okay. I'm not going to show it, but I do have a copy of the thing. Yep, Sentinels rising. Looking like it's Doom making them rise up. Nice. Okay. Yeah. So, chat, this shit's looking pretty fucking real. Seriously, though, how many of you actually saw it? Actually, you know what I could do? Dumbass. Alright. Back to it. Give me a moment. Not be stupid anymore. Just bear with me. Be patient. All right. I'm trying a little something here. See if it works. Bear with me for a little while longer. Oh, that's the problem. God damn it. I was going to try and upload it to Discord, but it's too big. Pause. Fuck. All right. Well, I'm not showing it on stream. I'll tell you that right now. But, yeah, it matches up. It matches up nicely, Chad. It's looking like that trailer that got leaked was fucking real, or that clip, I should say. That scene, as it were. Or at the very least, this image is 100% real. It's looking like. It's all lining up too well, man. It's all lining up too well. All right. Any final thoughts about that shit? What the fuck did I do that for? Do that. There we go. Jelly. Oh, whoops. Where's Sentry, though? If I had to hazard a guess, already captured by Doom and being used. Or he could possibly be holding two universes apart by his lonesome while that fight happens. Could be doing that. That's rumored to be happening in Doomsday. So, all right, chat. It's time. It's time to discuss that which was upon the thumbnail, and that is the upcoming Supergirl movie, which debuts on Friday the 26th. Now, feelings about this movie. This has been a divisive movie since it was announced. There's the usual crowd being like the usual crowd. There are the gun garglers being the gun garglers, and the rest of us, as usual, in the middle going, okay, cool, Supergirl movie. Hopefully it's good. And that was the end of it for us, right? I don't think we ever had high confidence over all the discussions about this movie. I don't think we ever had high confidence that it was going to be a big box office performer. And it's starting to look like it's right. But before we get into the box office projections, the social media embargo was up, I believe, on Tuesday. Or Wednesday. It was up on Wednesday. Started seeing stuff on Thursday, it looks like. Or it was up on Thursday. Anyway. So the social media embargo was up on Thursday. The regular embargo for the critics is next Wednesday, 2 days before the premiere. So, but yeah, so let's check out some of these early reactions real quick, and then we'll talk about the box office. All right, so this comes from comicbookmovie.com. I always try and give credit if I remember to. Try and remember to. Here we go. The first Supergirl reactions are in, and they're mostly very positive. It's always hard to take social media reactions too seriously, especially with studios now prioritizing influencers and fan accounts over critics. That's pretty much it. However, they do typically offer an indication of what's to come, and in Supergirl's case, the movie sounds like a showcase for lead star Millie Alcock. Some takes were full of praise, comparing it more to Mad Max than Guardians of the Galaxy, and complimenting a surprisingly emotional story. It won't surprise you to learn that Creme of the Yellow Hills disappoints. Fans were critical of the decision to cast Matthias Schoenaerts from the start, and the decision to ditch the villain's striking comic book appearance in favor of a Ravager-style overhaul has been a major point of contention. I 100% agree with that, too. That dude looks like alias. Worryingly, there's some talk of script issues. Writer Anna Noguera has already been tapped to pen DC Studios' Wonder Woman reboot, but it sounds like the character work is strong. While the early reactions to Supergirl are good, the fact that they're not great, and that even some critics who are typically very kind to superhero fare were reserved with their praise, is typically a sign that reviews will be mixed, even if they skew more positive. A recent example of that would be The Mandalorian and Grogu, which sits at 62% on Rotten Tomatoes. Supergirl is opening in 3,600 theaters, which is 500 fewer than Superman. It's also sandwiched between Toy Story 5 and Minions and Monsters, so we could be looking at a rough couple of weeks for DC Studios. Hopefully the movie can exceed expectations. Okay, so when we get to the box office talk, that is something, in order to be totally fair, that we do need to remember, is that thing is sandwiched between two very popular animation franchises, one of which cranks out billion-dollar movies. That'd be Toy Story. So When we get to the box office talk, we got to remember that. Okay. But now let's get to the reactions themselves. This comes from Simon Thompson, whoever the fuck that is. Supergirl isn't a classic, but it's pacey fun and hits most of the targets it aims for. Millie Alcock is great as the titular heroine, and Momoa's Lobo is a blast. Other big wins are the action, humor, and when it leans into physical production. Production and costuming design are thumbs up. Okay, yeah, so that's a good review, but it's definitely not a glowing review. It points out that there are flaws. So this actually seems like a fair one. All right, next up, David Crow. Supergirl is the superhero movie I've missed. A straightforward, poignant story with lots of emotion, especially when we see Kara through little Ruthie's eyes. Luckily, that's every action scene. Okay. Millie Alcock absolutely owns the role and will change our idea of Supergirl forever. Okay, that's solidly a very positive review. Next, we have Ian Michael Lee. Supergirl is a messy film, but its strongest moments come when it allows its characters to be vulnerable as they navigate destiny and finding their place. Millie Alcock makes for an awesome Supergirl despite some of the script issues and an uninteresting villain. It still soars. Okay? So yeah, definitely a positive review, but you still have to call it mixed because it's talking about some flaws in there too. Tessa Smith. Unfortunately, you gotta love it when a review starts off with that word. Supergirl is a mixed bag for me. As a fan of the comic, I was, perhaps, overly excited for the film adaptation. While Jason Momoa's Lobo and Millie Alcock shine, some adaptation choices and a bland villain keep it from greatness. It's simply put, just fine. That's the harshest one yet. From Jermaine Lucier, Supergirl is highly enjoyable. It doesn't quite have the resonance of Superman, but it acts as both the perfect companion and follow-up to that movie with better characters and more complex relationships. It's also incredibly emotional, which makes the action hit even harder. Yeah, it's definitely a positive review. And there was just this one part. It doesn't quite have the resonance of Superman, but Peter Gray. Supergirl channels the energy of Gunn's Superman while carving out its own identity. Surprisingly dark themes, Mad Max vibes, and a John Wick style motivation drive the story. Well, yeah, a dog took damage. That's the John Wick style motivation. Millie Alcock shines, and Jason Momoa brings his trademark chaotic charm. I really dug Supergirl. Millie is excellent, and I too am a hot mess who locks in for work. Well, thank you, Ash Crossan. Mike Ryan. Supergirl is not at all what I was expecting. I too assumed superhero space movie with needle drops would have a similar tone to Guardians or even Superman. Instead, it looks and plays more like a Mad Max movie with dirty worlds, gross villains, and a self-destructive hero. All right. Geeks of Color. Supergirl is the best blockbuster of the summer. Oh, God. Terrific action, but what sells it is the heart and the characters. Millie Alcock is a force to be reckoned with. Eve Ridley is also incredible, and Jason Momoa is pitch perfect as Lobo. One of the best DC films. Well, we found our influencer trying to maintain access. That's this person right here. That was a glazed job and a half right there. Pico Conglano. Supergirl is a solid follow-up to last summer's Superman. More serious and emotionally heavier in tone, it delivers a cool intergalactic road trip that evokes Guardians with a dash of Mad Max Fury Road and a bit of Thor: The Dark World. Millie Alcock is a total badass, delivering a performance that's both fierce and vulnerable as Kara Zor-El. Can't wait to see her in future interactions with her cousin and other heroes in the DCU. Keep them coming. Definitely a positive one. Funny. It's solid. Brittany Murphy. I'm assuming Murphy. I enjoyed Supergirl. Millie Alcock and Eve Ridley are the heart of the film, and they make for a dynamic duo who are extremely fun to watch. The movie has some thematically dark moments that were very well done and perfectly captured the emotional beats of the story with ease. That's a good review. I was mostly hopeful going in, even with a few reservations, says John Wynn. I love Craig Gillespie's work, and I was excited to see Millie Alcock take on this role. But for me, Supergirl felt bland, and I left wishing she had been given stronger material to show what she can really do. That's a bit of an ouchy one. That's a bit of an ouchy one right there. Millie Alcock steps into the role of Supergirl wonderfully, and it's refreshing to root for a heroine with a unique, hard edge. From Tyler Tang. Unfortunately, the film around her takes far too long to step into gear and never quite matches her energy. Ooh. That one's a bit, that's a bit of an oof. Hit the screen, blah, 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 blah. Okay, the rest of that is just yada yada bullshit. All right, so we can see why they were saying the reviews are mixed. I mean, there's reviews that are mixed inside of themselves, and then we got those couple super glowing ones, and then we got those last couple that are like, ooh. So I would say that's a pretty decent sample size with enough variation to make it at least feel like it's, pretty accurate what's happening out there. You know what I mean? So, but now, chat, after I gamble, woohoo! All right. This is one of the more annoying parts about StreamYard. All right, now we have an idea of what we're looking at review-wise. More positive than negative for sure, but there are negatives, and again, the reviews themselves overall in a mass quantity are mixed, and then some of the reviews inside themselves have, are mixed. All right. So now let's talk about the box office. Here's where it gets ugly, chat. Again, we are still at... What? Oh, I don't want notifications. Comicbookmovie.com. Supergirl opening estimates weekend drop again, despite largely positive first reactions. The article begins as follows. Oh, hey, there's my T-shirt. There's my other T-shirt. Ooh, damn! I need this one. I need the black one with the silver S too. Shit. I need it. Anyway, sorry. While some critics expressed reservations about the movie's script and villain, the first Supergirl reactions were largely very positive. However, while a confident DC Studios moved up the social media embargo from next week, opening weekend estimates are currently on the decline. Initial predictions pegged it at 47 to 60 million, with it eventually landing somewhere in the same ballpark as The Flash's 55 million debut in 2023 after tickets went on sale. Now, Puck's Matthew Bellany is reporting that pre-release tracking has declined again, with an expected 51 million debut for Women of Tomorrow's first big screen solo outing since 1984. This was to be expected, with Toy Story 5 likely to stay number one heading into its second weekend, but it also points to a lack of interest in the second DC Studios movie. Last summer, Superman opened with 125 million in the US, but it was a far more expensive movie to produce. Supergirl, in contrast, had a $175 million production budget and reportedly needs to earn $315 million to break even. That is 100% false. It is $438 million. For comparison's sake, Masters of the Universe opened with $29 million and it has so far grossed $89 million worldwide. Mando and Grogu debuted with $81 million, reaching $317 million at the global box office. Fucking pathetic. Massive fail, that. Supergirl sits somewhere between them, and using the Marvels and the Flash as a benchmark, it could finish its run with as little as $121 to $163 million. Wow. That would be crazy if it doesn't even equal its production budget. That does put Supergirl squarely in box office flop territory, though positive reviews and passionate fans could help tip the balance. Another issue for Gunn and Safran will be international audiences. Superman didn't resonate as strongly as expected with them last year because the Man of Tomorrow is viewed as an American icon. Does the same apply to Supergirl? Either way, DC Studios might regret not getting Batman and Wonder Woman into theaters sooner. Blah, blah, blah. Okay. Same yappy about the movie. So, chat. We have a movie where the closer we get to the movie, the less it seems like people are going to go fucking see it. That ain't good. That ain't good at all. Now, the rest of the review embargo is up next Wednesday. And we'll see how that goes. But this movie is going to need a lot of positive word of mouth, like a shit ton, in order to get people curious enough to maybe go see it on its second weekend. Now, all those numbers in that article were domestic. But even so, not making enough domestic to cover your regular... Domestic should always at least cover your production budget. Whether it covers marketing or not, that's another story. But domestic should always cover production budget. And that'll be fucking pathetic if it needs overseas just to cover its state of production budget. Not actually break even or make money, but just to cover production. That's pretty bad. Now, as was mentioned at the end of the last article, this movie is coming out 1 week after Toy Story 5. And the week after it comes the Minions movie. Now, when I went and saw Mando and Grogu, I saw a preview for Minions and Monsters, and I did not like that trailer at all. At all. I thought that was a dumbass trailer. That movie looked stupid as shit. But I'm not the demographic that's going to, I'm not the demographic that's going to go to that movie anyway. It's going to be parents and kids. I mean, probably some grandparents will end up taking grandkids to the movie. So, but they're not aiming it for them. They're aiming it for parents and kids. And that's it. They're not trying to get fucking Gen Z in there. They want they want the whole fucking family to show up at the theater and buy all the concessions. That's what they want. But yeah, Toy Story is going to blow up. Minions will probably do okay, and then poor Supergirl stuck in the middle of them. Now, here's the thing, though. While I am 100% convinced that Superman would have made more if it wasn't sandwiched so closely in between Jurassic World and Fantastic Four, I just think all three of those movies would have done better if they were spread out. Even if Supergirl basically had like the last 2 weeks of June and the first 2 weeks of July, competition wise, basically all to itself, I still don't think this movie was gonna. I would make that much more. I mean, would it do better? Probably. Would it do better enough to make a difference? I don't think so. I don't. This movie was never going to be a high performer, in my opinion. Like it just wasn't. Um, the climate just isn't right for it for a lot of different reasons. So, yeah, it's not looking good. It's looking like the domestic opening is only going to be around 50. This domestic total is being projected as to not even cover the production budget. I don't know where they keep getting this 350. Actually, I do know where they get the 315 number. All they're doing is doing double the production budget, and they're not even thinking about marketing. So yeah, if you didn't care about recouping marketing, then yeah, 315 is fine. But in reality, the break-even point for this movie is at $438 million. And if this movie's only making 150 domestic, it might crack 100 overseas. Overseas, I'm sorry, is not going to give a shit about this movie. If they were barely into Superman, they're no. If that's the pace this movie's going to go at, this movie could end up only getting around like 200. This movie could actually come in underneath the Marvels. There's a chance, chat. The Marvels was what, 212? No, 205.8. This movie could do like that or even worse. Jesus. Yeah, no one's going to give a fuck about this movie overseas. So if it comes in, what they predict, 121 to 163 million. I figure just to keep the numbers simple, I'm gonna say international is gonna end up being around half of what domestic is. So if it's on the high end of the prediction at 163, that means this movie is gonna make like $240 million, which is ass, but still more than the Marvels. Now, if we go the low end, 121 million, that won't even make 200 million. That'll only be like 180. That would be nuts. That would be absolutely crazy. And like I said, this thing needs, no matter what anyone else says, this thing needs 438 to break even. So yeah, this movie is in massive trouble, at least at the box office. Now, Superman popped off on streaming. Same thing could happen to this movie. They could end up somehow at least recouping their money on the streaming side, especially on the platforms with the ads, like mine, or the tier with the ads, like mine. I should. So they could end up recouping. Stop it, you motherfucker! Thank you. There we go. Spider-Man will make more than Supergirl and Superman combined, maybe double it. Superman was what, 615. Let's say Supergirl makes 230. That's 850 basically. Yes, Spider-Man will definitely make more than those two combined because those two combined don't even crack a billy. Maybe double it. There's a damn good chance. There's a damn good chance Spider-Man makes more than Doomsday. That would not surprise me in the slightest. If Spider-Man makes more than Doomsday. I mean, we're talking the most popular superhero on the planet in their movie, and then we're talking about the first Avengers movie in 7 years, and we're talking about an Avengers movie with the baggage of 2 mostly crappy phases behind it. I thought B&D wouldn't sell as well because of the small scale nature compared to No Way Home. Oh boy, was I wrong? Yes, you were. This movie could very easily break $2 billion. No Way Home got 1.9 without China. This movie has China. Doesn't have IMAX because of the Odyssey, but it does have China, which No Way Home did not. This movie could crack $2 billion, guys. That would not surprise me if this movie cracks $2 billion. Now, it wouldn't surprise me if Doomsday does either, but for a while, I've been putting Doomsday at like 1.5 to 1.7. For, again, 2 main reasons. One, baggage, and there's a fair chunk of baggage. And 2, Dune 3. Now, I think it's going to outperform Dune 3. I've always thought that. But it's not like Dune 3 is not going to be a draw for motherfuckers. Dune 3 is going to make money. It will. Dune 3 will make money. It will make a lot of money. Won't make as much as Doomsday, but it's still going to be performing well, and every dollar that goes to Dune is not going to Doomsday. So Doomsday is still an Avengers movie at the end of the day. That is true. But think about it. First Avengers movie, Phase 1 was mostly good. And then we got Avengers 1. And then Phase 2 started off weak. But gained momentum at the end, and then right into Avengers Age of Ultron, which I think is overhated, personally. But Avengers Ultron still made money. And then we had the ridiculousness of Phase 3, capped off by Infinity War and Endgame. So, Marvel was always riding high going into an Avengers movie previous to now. That's my point. That's not the case this time. Now, Spider-Man is going to help because at the beginning of the movie, you're still going to see the Marvel Studios banner at the beginning of the movie. You'll also see Sony's, unlike a full MCU movie. But this movie's still going to have Marvel Studios in front of it, so people are going to have the general audience will have Marvel on the brain going into December from Brand New Day. That's going to happen. But the baggage will still be there. Spider-Man is just going to be helping to carry it. But that baggage isn't going away. I mean, even what's his fuzz? Was it Down? It was either Downey or Russo that said in an interview recently. It's like, yeah, no, it was Downey. It's like, we have to get your trust back. We have to get your respect back. We know this. Like, thank you. So, oh shit, I left that picture up there probably way too long. Oh well, we'll see what happens. um, but still, the baggage is there. So yeah, I think there is a very good chance that Brand New Day out earns Doomsday. Excuse me. Marvel's been having good momentum since Thunderbolts. They just need to keep the momentum up for Brand New Day or for Doomsday to have hype still. Well, yeah, Brand New Day is going to do a shit ton to increase the hype about Marvel in general. That is for sure. But the lack of quality in a lot of Phase 4 and 5 will not be easily forgotten. Spider-Man or no Spider-Man, Avengers movie or no Avengers movie. The baggage is there. And it's going to hold Doomsday back. The question is, at least for me, the question isn't will it hold Doomsday back? The question is how much. I don't know if it'll be a little. I don't know if it'll be a lot. I doubt a lot. I'll put it that way. I doubt it'll be a lot of baggage. I doubt it'll hold it back a lot. Like, there's no fucking way this movie doesn't make $1 billion. Doomsday. There's no fucking way Doomsday doesn't crack the belly. Now, there is a chance that the baggage could keep it from getting close to 2. Dune ain't getting my money. I watched once on TV. Okay, well. They're going to get a lot of people's money, though. I'll tell you that. But, yeah, I think the baggage will impact Doomsday to some extent. Not a greater extent. Probably towards the end of lesser extent. But with the existing baggage and, of course, the competition from Dune, yeah, I'm calling 1.5 to 1.7 for Doomsday. I'm calling 1.9 to 2.2 for Spider-Man. Yeah, I forget there's a good chance. I have talked myself into believing Spider-Man's going to make more than Doomsday. Now, I'm not betting $500 on it, first of all. Getting gummies for Brand New Day, Doomsday, and Dune. That's probably a good idea. Marvel's future is really hanging in the balance with Doomsday. To a certain extent, yeah. Doomsday needs to slap one from Marvel fans to really start trusting it again, and two, to get motherfuckers interested in Secret and like excited to see Secret Wars, excited to see how they cap off what the fuck they just watched. Now, Secret Wars, that has a chance to out-earn Endgame. That movie, Secret Wars, if Brand New Day is good enough, Secret Wars, I think, could set the record. I think Secret Wars has a chance. I don't know how big a chance, but I think Secret Wars definitely has a chance to crack the big 3. Now, I've heard some people say that Doomsday could do that. I'm like, you're out of your goddamn mind, bro. I don't even think if it was coming out, if it was the only movie, period, coming out in December, do I think that it would still hit 3. Erotic says it's returned to multiverse garbage after Secret Wars per his sources. Yeah. We'll see. I mean, it's not like the X-Men haven't gotten up to multiversal shenanigans. They have. But see, here's the thing. The only reason this iteration of the multiverse sucked was because Marvel done fucked up and spent way too much time on Disney Plus and secondary characters. That's what was wrong with this phase. The fact that it was multiversal was not what was wrong with this phase. If you think about it, what were the biggest performing movies of these phases? Spider-Man 3 or No Way Home? Multiversal. Doctor Strange 2 in the Multiverse of Madness. Right in the fucking title. Just meant the garbage, not the multiverse stuff. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, Gary appears to have decent sources. I don't like him, but I can't take away facts. Facts are he does get good information sometimes, so. I mean, if they do the multiverse right, then there's absolutely nothing wrong with having more multiverse stuff happening in the Mutant Saga. But logic tells me that it's not going to be garbage, the Mutant Saga. I mean, Doomsday is going to be a slappy. Secret War is going to be a slappy. And Kevin has been waiting literally a quarter of a century and then some to do his version of the X-Men. I don't think he's going to fuck around. I don't think he's going to be involved in anywhere near as much as he was involved in phases 4 and 5. He's not going to let himself get spread that thin again. He's going to be all up in the X-Men shit like he is with Doomsday and Secret Wars. So, I don't know if he's editorializing on the information he was given, but an implication that the next phase is going to be garbage like these last couple have been, let's just say that makes no logical sense. I'll just put it that way. It makes no logical sense to me. Want them to focus on key Marvel characters? Yeah, that'd be nice. It'd be nice if they put quality shit on Disney Plus, but honestly, if they choose to just do secondary shit on Disney Plus, then that's fine. Keep it out of the fucking movies. But also, like, all of the way, keep it out of the movies. Like, Disney Plus does not fuck with the movies at all. They can reference them. Like, the movies can affect the shows, but the shows should never, ever, 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 ever touch the movies. And give us sequels? Yes, that'd be nice too. Alright, chat. I got one more thing for you. And it's just a fun little thing. Like, news is over. That was it. The Supergirl was the last of it. But give me just a moment. I want to go grab something. Actually, you fuckers lucked out. I gotta pee again. Give me a minute here. So I'm gonna go pee, and then we're gonna do this fun little thing. Why does this always make me mute it? Then we'll do this fun little thing, and then we'll get the fuck out of here. So I'll be right back. All right, asshole. That's it. No more Sydney. Come on. All right. What up, Justin? How you doing, my guy? What's wild? Boobs? All right. So, I don't know if you guys know, but Marvel put out Doctor Doom featured 616 mystery bags. They put these out, obviously, Thursday. And my comic book shop, because I had Friday off for Juneteenth, because I'm cool like that. I'm fly like that. Anyway, so I had Friday off. Smacky, is this Zack Snyder's bro channel? No, not at all. Zack has his faults. 4 of his biggest ones are all the cuts of Rebel Moon. Like I don't want Zack Snyder to ever write again. So anywho, I called them up. I'm like, you guys have any of them left? They're like, yep. I said, cool. So I flew my ass up to the comic book shop and grabbed me one of these. And I was like, you know what? If I can get my computer to, I'm gonna wait. And if I can get my computer to work and stream tomorrow night, I'm gonna crack this bitch on stream, so we can all share in it together. So that's what we're doing. I got this still sealed. So we're gonna crack this together. Here we fucking go. Oh shit! Let go. What waffle? Give me my comic. Oh, there we go. Oh. All right. We got 2 comics. We have. Oh, nice. Looks like Doom Quest number 1. I'm reading that right? Doom Quest number 1. It's a pretty tight cover, actually. It's tight. That's awesome. Comes with a Doom mask. My name is Doom. Yeah, it's just got the pick your notch deal. Old school shit. My name is Doom. And then, ooh, this is the other cut. Oh, shit. Got Fantastic Four. Looks like number 258. September 24th of 62. What? I mean, that does look like fucking Jack Kirby style shit. Fantastic Four number 258. Facsimile edition, of course. No shit. That's sick. When the fuck did that one come out? Hold on. I gotta know. Fantastic Four. September of 83. Okay. Who did this motherfucker? Is this Kirby still? Oh, there it is. Copyright 83. Is this still Kirby? Don't they normally put the fucking artist in here? Let you know who did what somewhere? Blah, blah, blah. Super small print that I can't fucking read. All right, we'll do it this way. John Byrne. Okay, this is John Byrne, Fantastic Four. All right. Cool. Mr. Ives. You're welcome, sir. Or, well, yeah, welcome anyway. Hit the like, please. And subscribe if you're new. Garrett Neurotic hates everything. If you gave him a suitcase full of $1 million, he would make a 1-hour video hating it. I mean, kind of, yeah. All right, so. I got a mask. My name is Doom. That's a recap. And then I got Doom Quest number 1. And then I got Fantastic Four number 258, written and drawn by John Byrne. That's pretty tight. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with that shit. That's pretty dope. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. So, all right, that is it and all. That's all I got for you, chat. That's all the news. That's well, you can't call it an unboxing. We shared an opening together. Pause. We'll just call it Crack in a Pack because that's kind of like what it was. Anyway, wrapped up like when you pack a crack of cards or crack a pack of cards. Jesus Christ. Oh shit! Someone asked me what the computer I'm getting is. Okay, sorry about that. Give me a second. All right. So if you're still in here, because I can't fucking remember who asked, it's STG Auburn computer. STG Auburn. Here, I'll type it in. Oops. Oh, Jesus Christ. One of them. It's one of them. What the fuck? It was you? Okay. Sorry, I couldn't remember. My bad. Nah, fuck you, Streamlabs. All right, chat. I'm going to get the fuck on out of here. So I said earlier, I really think for B&D there will be a twist that the Peter we follow for half the movie will be a clone. Organic web shooter Peter Ben Riley, Scarlet Spider. Ooh. Maybe. Maybe. I don't know if they want to jump into the Clone Saga already, but maybe they do. You never know. And they still have 2 more Spider-Man in this trilogy anyway. That'd be a good way to fill space in a trilogy, that's for sure. Just because Jamal. All right. Jackal. Okay. Oh, yeah. Okay, I see where you're going with that now. I was like, who the fuck's Jamal? Jackal. Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah, if that rumor's accurate, there could definitely be some genetic shenanigans that are engaged in. That's for sure. Actually, it's kind of funny. I actually saw somewhere that someone said that Hulk's arc in this was originally going to be the Lizard. Yep. Supergirl will be a good movie. There, I said it. Says Smacky96. First of all, thank you for being here and chatting. Good to see you. I mean, oh my god. Excuse me. I will address you in just a second. I have cats. Hold on. Okay. Right. Well, I'll put it this way. There's a pretty good chance that Supergirl will actually be a good movie. Most of the reviews we went over were positive. I mean, a couple of more than one of the positive ones had a couple reservations here and there. Only a couple people really dinged it. So, I personally am not that concerned about the quality of the movie. I mean, I always have reservations with anything that James Gunn is around, even whether he's actually making the movie or not. But yeah, no, I think I'm going to enjoy it when I go see it. It'll make a lot of money because Supergirl, the character, is popular. I mean, that's one of the reasons, yes. I'm reading a lot of initial reviews and trying to take things in without emotion of hate or love. I heard it is a combination of Mad Max, a Western, and Guardians of the Galaxy. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, yeah, those are not things that you cannot blend together in a dope way. It can be done. It's just a matter of, was it done in this case? Yeah. I've heard the movie was good just with a lackluster villain. Yeah, no one has had anything good to say about Krem of the Yellow Hills to this point. No one. He's either not brought up or they're like, meh. I don't know what James Gunn is doing with all these lesser popular characters getting movies and shows, to be honest. Yeah, I'll tell you what he's doing. I know exactly what he's doing. You ready? He's fucking up. That's what he's doing. Hello, Toby Maguire official. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping in. Appreciate you. But yeah, that's what's happening. 'Tis not a mystery. All right, guys. I am going to get out of here. Thank you, everyone, for stopping by and watching this here stream or rewatching it if you're on the replay. Thank you, too. It's just top. This exclamation point top. If or is it hours? Does it kind of confirm Wonder Woman is in Man of Tomorrow? Yeah, kind of. Logic tells us it's a Wonder Woman, but there's been a few scoopers saying it's Wonder Woman. But there's still motherfuckers out there saying it's Maxima, so I don't know what the fuck. Anyway, yeah, so thank you everyone for stopping by again, whether live or in the replay. Thank you for participating in the chat. Anyone who participated in the chat. If you're on the replay, leave some comments, bro. Leave some comments. And I need everybody to hit the like button. All of y'all motherfuckers. All of y'all. And then if you're new, I also need you to hit the subscribe and the bell. And also... No, it's just top. There's no Streamlabs. It's just this. Oh, yes. Discord link. Join the Discord. Join the Discord. The notifications are more reliable. That's like its biggest advantage. YouTube's notifications can get a little hinky now and then. Get a little shaky. The only reason Discord notifications would fuck up to let you know when I'm streaming is because if I didn't post it. It's either hours or top hours. It might be top hours is all one word. Let me try that shit. Anyway. Yeah, so thanks for stopping by. Hope you had a good time. I really do. Okay, yep, it's top hours. Where's Brooke? In top hours? He's number one, right there, right next to the top hours calling. Anyway, yeah, so thanks for being here. Keep an eye out. The plan is to hopefully have my computer cooperating and we'll stream Wednesday. If not, in the Discord is where all those notifications come from. So I'll let you know. I'm always planning on streaming on my normal days, which are Wednesday nights at 9 Eastern, Saturday nights at 10 Eastern. And then we add in watch parties as necessary. So hope you had a good time. Thanks for being here. Hope you have a good rest of your weekend. Have a good Father's Day to whether you are a father or have a father or both. Happy Father's Day to everyone. Hope you have a good one. And as of right now, come on back Wednesday at 9. Much love, y'all. Bye. Well, chat. We did it again, and I mean we. Streams are way better. I could not have good streams without you guys being here to, make it cool. And I'd just be yapping and, out into the ether. So you guys make this shit dope. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being such an awesome fucking community. I appreciate you guys, especially lately with all my computer troubles. Y'all jumping in and offering me advice and shit. I love that. I love you guys. Appreciate you. Again, have a good Father's Day and have a good beginning to the work week if, something like that's even possible. And hopefully my computer cooperates for a second day, Peter cooperates on Wednesday. And then when that's the case, we will be here at 9 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. So, anyway, there you have it, chat. Y'all are the dopest. Thanks for being here. And remember, wherever you're at and whoever you're with, always keep it nerdy. Do it. Bye.